Joining us now, Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member in House Judiciary. So, Congressman, can you talk to us about this? Because wasn't it true that Nancy Pelosi delayed for weeks the money to help out with security for the Supreme Court justices and their own families in the wake of protests at their homes?
Yeah, she waited 4 weeks, and after there had already been threats online, protests at the justices' homes. They posted where Justice Barrett's children went to school. They posted where her family attended church on Sunday morning, and she waited 4 weeks because after the Senate unanimously passed the legislation, she waited 4 weeks to actually pass it through the House. And of course, guess what happened in that 4 weeks time frame? There was an assassination attempt on a sitting Supreme Court justice, on Justice Kavanaugh. So yeah, they waited, but now she wants to move quicker on this. Look, we already get the ability to use, this happened a few years ago, and I think it's right, the ability to use campaign funds to put in security and provide sort of security measures for you as a member of Congress. So, but yeah, it seems a little different here when, of course, the double standard's been there all along. And you and I have condemned the violence every time it's happened. We condemned it on January 6th. We condemned it in the summer of 2020. But the Democrats, they don't seem to want to do that. Not to mention defund the police, get rid of bail, and call rioters and looters peaceful protesters. That's the environment they've created.
Right, and you've been talking about how they've been normalizing violence because now the federal government had to step in to arrest that suspect in the attack on Congressman Lee Zeldin after New York State let him out on no cash bail. David Jacobonis, he was arrested on a federal assault charge. I mean, we're going to show how in 2020, New York put up no cash bail for a myriad number of crimes like, second-degree homicide, assault. But Governor Kathy Hochul of New York, Democrat, she says it will save taxpayers money. She says to New Yorkers, stop blaming it for skyrocketing crime.
Well, but look what's happening in New York City. Look what's happening in every major urban area. Crime is just skyrocketing. We literally went from, in a couple years' time with these crazy left-wing policies, we went from relatively safe streets to record levels of crime in every major urban area in this country. This situation I just saw on the news today on your channel, where this pedestrian was hit, and then you see on the video someone running over to the pedestrian, not to help them, but to steal their wallet and take their phone. I mean, this is terrible, and the only way you stop it is to get tough on crime, which it used to be what happened and what took place. But now with the liberal leadership in so many urban areas and the message coming from national Democrats, that just doesn't seem to be happening. So it's wrong. But again, the people have the last say on this, and I think they're going to show up in a big way in the midterm elections and change course.
But we have to live with it. I mean, look, to your point, let's show what you just mentioned about that gentleman getting hit by a car and then robbed. Also, video is going to come in. Thieves robbed in real time $400,000 in jewelry while Brooklyn, New York Bishop Lamore Whitehead was live streaming a sermon. You're going to see that. You're going to see you see the subtitles. He's trying to hide because the robbers are coming in with guns to steal his Rolex, to steal jewelry from everybody there. And then you're going to see that warning. This is graphic. A man in the Bronx, as the congressman just pointed out, struck by a car. He was then robbed while he lay on the pavement. Again, warning, the video is graphic. So to your point, I mean, so this has become, it feels like endemic, what's happening now. Yeah, again, when you normalize it, when you have the leader of the Senate stand on the Supreme Court steps and say you've unleashed a world when you will pay the price, when you have Pelosi wait 4 weeks to give protection to Supreme Court justice families, when you defund the police, when you get rid of bail, and when you call rioters and looters and people who attack police, when you call them peaceful protesters, you create an environment where this crazy stuff happens. And the only way to deal with it is to get tough on crime and to enforce the law. And when people do wrong things and when they're criminals, you have to lock them up. That is just good old-fashioned law enforcement, good old-fashioned prosecution for people who commit crimes. Unfortunately, the left doesn't believe that anymore, but the country gets it. And again, I think it's going to be one of the many reasons why they're going to show up in a big way on November 8th and change course in our great nation. And Congressman, this story coming in, speaking out from behind bars, an anonymous prisoner in Baltimore. He's saying, you know what? The public schools are failing us. We're in prison here. We didn't learn to read or write, but they accelerated us through the grades just to get their data points into the teachers union. And he's saying this is causing students to become criminal, that he claims he's not alone. And two parents are now suing Baltimore for allegedly forcing taxpayers to fund a school system that underperforms and has a history of grade changing and inflated enrollment numbers when they don't know how to read and write. Your final word.
Yeah, I said this a few months ago. Don't vote for anyone who's not for school choice. If they're a Democrat and they're not for school choice, don't vote. If they're a Republican and they're not for school choice, don't vote for them. Vote for those individuals who are going to empower moms and dads to send their kids to a school where they're going to get an education, where their values aren't going to be insulted. Vote for school choice. Don't support anyone who doesn't believe in that.
Congressman Jordan, a pleasure having you on. Come back soon, okay?
We will. Thanks, Liz.
Sure.